Greetings, greetings, greetings. It is your girl Tenacity, and welcome to my world. Our perception. Hmm. I love to watch different types of movies. This particular day, I was just streaming through Netflix, and I caught this 18-minute clip. And I was like, 18 minutes? The way I like to watch a movie, I want to see from the beginning to the end. Let me just see what it is because it kept catching my eye. It was like something was telling me to watch this. So I turned it on. I said, let me just see what they're talking about. And then the title, Naked, I kept saying, okay. And it didn't look like it was something that I couldn't see, So I said, let me just check it out. And so I turned the movie on and it started just immediately. The young lady was laying in the bed with her husband. They were a biracial couple. And she got up and turned the camcorder on and she just started talking to him. Baby, if this was your last day to live, what would you want to do? And of course he answered her, see you naked. And she said, I know you want to see me naked, but I mean, just what would you do if this was your last day? And so they role played for a minute. And she said, if you left tomorrow, your insurance is it made to me and the baby? He said, sure. And so he asked her, he said, so what about yours? And she said, sure, it's made to you and the baby. So as the story played on, she asked about favorite things. It was almost like she was doing a last will and testimony, and I really didn't know that that's what she was doing. I just thought maybe she was just waking up in a great mood playing with her husband. And so as it goes, she made passionate love to her husband that morning, and she said, baby, I'm going to make you the best breakfast. I'm going to do fruit and French toast and sprinkle white sugar just like you like it. He said, okay, I'm going to go check the baby while you shower, and then I'll shower when you're done. And so she went in. They proceeded to do, go their separate ways and do what they said they would do. And she made him breakfast. His phone rang while he was in the shower. So when she answered the phone, the caller just cut off. And I was like, okay. This is deep, I'm a woman. I said, now, don't tell me that's what it is, because I'm looking at this beautiful couple. So as the story played out, he came out to breakfast. His phone rang again. He ran back to the room with the phone. He answered it and he kept telling the caller, I'll be there. I'll be there. Saturday morning. She thinking we finna spend all day together. And she said, baby, I just want to spend time with you today. So whatever you have to do in the office, just come back home, please. So he reassured her he would come back home. But as she sprinkled the sugar on, he said, baby, I want to try some syrup. So he went to the cabinet to get the syrup. And he looked on the table and she was sitting there holding the gun case. And he was like, okay, so why is she holding the gun case at the table? And, he panicked. He couldn't think. So he went to get the syrup. And she said, baby, I didn't know you liked syrup. I thought you liked white powdered sugar. He said, well, I wanted to try it. My indication that he had already tried syrup elsewhere. So as I took my own perception out the way and my own intuition out the way, I began to really get into the clip. So she was sprinkling sugar. And he looked in the cabinet and he saw this rat poison, white, like sprinkled sugar. And he really paused and he said, oh my God, he said, his mind just trapped. It just wiped out. And he said, he immediately lost his appetite. He sat down for a few minutes. He ate a piece of fruit off her plate, and he fed it to her as though it would throw her off what he was thinking in his mind. So as it played, he left, and of course, it was what I thought. It was another female. He told the female that it was over. His wife got up this morning and she was different, and she made mad, passionate love to him. And so he ended it and he went back home. So when he arrived back home, the maid said, he said, "Where's my wife?" She's in the pool. Now, she didn't get in the pool. The pool was for him and him training his daughter how to swim. She would get in the wet bar outside. The shower. It's like an outside shower to rinse off the chlorine. So she would stand in there, get wet, and then she would sit by the pool and she would talk to them and help him with the baby. So she's just swimming in the pool, and he goes outside and look in the pool, and he see her swimming, but he see the gun case sitting outside around the pool. So by that time, he came outside, he greeted her, and he said, "Baby, I'll be right back." So he goes in, he gets on the phone, he dials 911, and he panics. "I think my wife is trying to kill me. I think my wife is trying to kill me." And she's going, and the police are going, "Sir, calm down, sir. Calm down, sir. Are you sure? Are you sure? I think my wife is trying to kill me." By that time, the maid comes back in and say, "Sir, I think you need to go outside because your wife is turned face down in the pool and she doesn't look like she's moving." He runs outside, he drops the phone, he runs outside. And there she was. She was gone. Case still staying by the pool. But when he opened the case, there was no gun. There was a DVD of her last will and testimony. And that's when I caught the full spectrum of the story. As the story goes, she went to the doctor and she found out that her brain cancer had come back. Prior to, she had already given her daughter to her mom to pick up and take with her for a couple of hours. I saw her hair in a perm state, long, and her mom made a comment that, "I loved you looking just like this." And she told her mom, "That's just not how it is right now. I have to let it just grow back and get healthy." She didn't reveal to any one of them that her brain cancer had came back with a vengeance, and she only had moments to live. She didn't want to put him through that. But what she did, she made sure that her house was in order. She made sure that the insurance check did not lapse. That was a reveal part of the movie. She made sure that she put down what she had to put down for the rat. She took the gunpowder and she put it on side of the rat poison, and she did everything she was supposed to do. But in his mind, he perceived it to be something different. She revealed that she apologized for not being able to love on him like she used to because of the cancer. It made her sick and going through the chemotherapy. And then that's when I saw where the other woman came in and why. It was not that he loved the other woman. He was a man. So when it revealed all of these different dynamics, and the beauty of the movie is that the last thing she did was stand there and take her clothes off. And she said, "I wanted to give you a gift that you could see forever is me being naked." That movie, I was just sitting there. I was just sitting there. I said, "Oh my God, this is the greatest metaphor that I have ever seen on perception." How many times do we perceive things that are not true? We conjure up certain stories in our heads just to satisfy our own egos. Our discernment may play a part, But the perception, when it takes you, when it derails you, when it changes your thought, when it makes you think that somebody's trying to kill me and not that they're dying, they're just trying to spend some quality time with you before they go. Because we don't know what happens when you transition, but maybe she wanted that to be her last thought. She gave him a lot to think about in that last will and testimony. She showed him that she loved him. She gave him his visual. She made sure her family was okay. She did so many different dynamics within the short story that it blew my mind. But then I thought about perception. I thought about how many times have we looked at things and said, oh, I know this is what's going, and it's not what's happening. My thing is, what do you fill your mind up with? The space that you have in your mind, how much is it? How much of it is filled up with the things that you should be thinking about instead of speculating on what you think it is? Perception is a strong thing. It can make you crazy, or it can make you put things in perspective. It can work in conjunction with your discernment and have a better perspective on how you view things, as opposed to speculating and perceiving what you see is correct. How many people that have sat in our lives for years, and you say, oh, my perception, because they're surrounded with things. Oh, that's a good person. And it could be the devil himself. How many times have you done that? I know I'm guilty of it. I know, long as everybody breathes, they're guilty of it. Until the story plays out and it is what it is, it's just a perception. So my thought on this today, and what I'm sharing with you today, is that get in tune with yourself. Understand where you are and what position you're in. Understand that God flows freely through you as long as you seek him. As long as you seek him in this temple, in this church. The building is fellowship. It's coming among other believers and fellowshipping. One scripture says synagogue prayer. It's bringing prayers and like minds together. So your perception has to play an important role in your everyday life, but are you going to sit back if you're not a detective? If you don't have to solve the case, are you going to sit back and just perceive that your perception is always truth? That short story, and it was only 18 minutes. In 18 minutes, my mind was blown by the outcome of what the perception was, because I too thought, he cheating, I was right. Because normally when things play out, you can see it. That's called a woman's intuition, really. But your perception, my perception was strong. I never thought that was how that clip would play out. God says, lean not to your own understanding. Greetings. It is your girl Tenacity. With my perception. Subscribe.